Hi. Right, so these Taylor Swift and Blake Lively messages have started to come out. I've actually been so excited. Not in a way as in like, oh, I'm so excited to, tear into them over their private conversations. Just so excited just to get an insight into, what these hoes is really like. I mean, I knew anyway that they were both complete bitches, but it's still interesting to read the text messages. It says Blake Lively and Taylor Swift's texts reveal why their friendship began fracturing. So they actually fell out before we even found out about the whole Justin Baldoni thing. Okay, let's go into some of these text messages and see what's been said. So Blake popped up. I have no reason to ask, but I don't know. I've been feeling like I should. Is everything okay? I feel like a bad friend lately because I was such a sad sack who only talked about my own shit for months. You were generous to not only be the key person there for me during all of it, but also to let me off the hook for being so in it. I swear Blake always says so much without saying anything. It's annoying. Anyway, Lively writes to Swift, adding that her husband, Ryan Reynolds, advised her to ask the pop superstar directly about her concerns. Of course, Ryan Reynolds is behind everything. He's definitely like the puppeteer, and Blake Lively's just like the dumb blonde that's just smiling for the cameras and doing what she's told. Like, she's thick. Anyway, I always want the opportunity to be a better friend if there's something I unintentionally did. I know how busy and taxed you are, physically, emotionally, practically, so I don't expect any more from you ever, continues Lively. Just want to make sure all is good. And Swift responded about an hour later, saying, not wrong, but it's not a big deal. So Swift's obviously bothered about something. Probably started to distance herself a little bit because she probably thought this is going to blow up now. And Taylor Swift says, I think I'm just exhausted in every avenue of my life, and in recent months had been feeling a little bit of a shift in the way you talk to me, said the singer, who was then about to wrap up her Eras tour. Yes, there has been a lot of Justin stuff, but I've been through things like this before, and I know how all-consuming it is. So she said there's been a bit of a shift in the way you talk to me. So I think Blake Lively either got desperate or got too comfortable, because obviously her and Ryan Reynolds, they're treated like royalty. They treat everyone around them like shit. So I think she got a little bit too comfortable just being like, Taylor, do this, Taylor, say this. Why aren't you picking up your phone? I don't know, obviously. I'm just absolutely speculating. But why would Taylor Swift suddenly say to her, there's a bit of a shift in the way you talk to me? It's kind of... It's an interesting thing to say to a friend. It really is, especially a best friend. But that just shows how, like, Blake doesn't read the room and how much self-awareness she lacks. So much self-awareness that she doesn't even realise she's talking to her own best friend like shit. Anyway, let's continue. It's more like, and I feel really bad saying anything about this because your texts have been so nice in their intent, but your last few, it's felt like I was reading a mass corporate email sent to 200 employees, Swift continues. Oh, that's kind of juicy. Get her, Swift. And it feels awful to be in any way critical of any way you process what you've been going through. But I just kind of miss my funny, dark, normal speaking friend who talks to me as herself. And I know you feel attacked from all sides. Oh, Blake Lively's always attacked, isn't she? I swear she loves to be a victim. Like, these people like this, they love to be a victim. Like, they're just dying to be victimized. Anyway, I know you feel attacked from all sides for ridiculous reasons, so you're feeling like you have to overly explain things. But it's me, Taylor. That's just caused a little distance, and you don't need to apologize. Just come back, please. So Taylor hadn't given up on her at this point as a friend. Hours later, Lively responded to Swift, telling her she's become digitally paranoid. So yeah, I've been texting like I'm writing, not like me talking. I don't realize that until you pointed it out, but I see it. God, my American accent is so bad. Lively acknowledged. On top of that, I'm over packaging simple things because I felt so deeply misunderstood that I don't trust my judgment of myself anymore. This fucking guy and what he did to me gave me an identity crisis, legitimately. Lively then referenced other relationships she had lost. The thing that spooked me most of all, this, though, wasn't the bad guys being bad guys. Oh, because you and Ryan are the good guys, aren't you? You and Ryan are the good guys, Blake. It was the good guys, my lifelong friends, allies to women, who quietly dipped, and so I'm probably being over the top with my friends who stayed because I've never felt more alone, she told Swift. The actress then thanked Swift and apologised to you, to me, and to our kids, writing, "Fuck that guy and fuck this whole gaggle of supervillains." Girl, you are the supervillain. The fuck? The exchange took place 3 days before Swift wrapped her tour, and Lively ended her note by telling the Grammy winner she was excited for Swift to be done with suitcases, constant sinus infections, and torn up kneecaps. Right, I want to get into the juicy ones. I happen to have a few dragons, for better or worse, but usually for better. Lively. She's such a mean girl. Oh, she's the worst. Lively's alleged text read, "Because my dragons also protect those I fight for. So really, we all benefit from those generous monsters of mine. You will too, I can promise you." See, she was manipulating Justin from the start. "From those gorgeous monsters of mine." That's how she's referring to Taylor Swift and her husband, Ryan Reynolds. "Those gorgeous monsters of mine." Fucking weirdo. Anyway, Taylor Swift's camp, they released a statement in May, and they said Taylor Swift never set foot on the set of this movie. She has not been involved in any of the casting, creative decisions. She did not score the film. She never saw an edit or made any notes of the film. Okay, that's what Taylor Swift's team come out and said a while back. However, there's a bunch of texts that have come out where Blake Lively is obviously using Taylor Swift to get what she wants in terms of the film. Right, let's get into the other text messages. So these text messages are from when they were actually making the film or when they were editing the final product. Right, okay, let's read. Fuck's sake, I wish they just transcribed them so I can just read the fucking messages. I probably should have had this prepared, but this is the kind of shit that I do. Court Papers Lively called Baldoni the doofus director of my movie. See, that's where it is. See, she called him the doofus director of my movie. You never wrote the book. I don't even think you read the book. You never bought the rights to the book. You were not director of the movie. You didn't write the script. So how the fuck is it your movie, Blake Lively? See, the entitlement, like, ugh, the entitlement. You've had no creative control. And yet here you are, just butting in, taking over creative control and calling it your movie. I mean, okay. And then, okay, here we go. After a meeting about changing the script, Lively called Swift the absolute greatest friend ever. In other texts, Swift gave Lively advice about using one of her songs in the film and suggested that Baldoni was not strategic. Just before the bombshell article in the New York Times outlining Lively's claims was due to come out in December, Swift told her friend, I think this bitch Baldoni knows something is coming because he's gotten out his tiny violin." See, do you know what? People are going to read these messages, right? And automatically look at Taylor Swift like she's this horrible, awful villain in the situation. But if you step into Taylor Swift's shoes for a minute, right, and your best friend is beefing with someone, my best friend's enemy is my enemy. So that's just the reality. That could make me a terrible person, but I don't give a shit. If my best friend is beefing with someone, I'm beefing with him too. If my best friend wants to take down their arch enemy, I'm taking down their arch enemy too. So I'm not really judging Taylor Swift too harshly with this situation, because I mean, I can tell anyway that she's a complete bitch. They both are. So that's that to the side. If we're talking specifically about this situation, all Taylor Swift's doing is helping her best mate out while she tries to destroy this guy's life. But do you know what? She's not physically actually doing the destroying. She's just helping out. So, like I said, I feel like if the shoe was on my foot and I was in Taylor's shoes, yeah, I would help my best friend out. And if it meant sending a few texts or doing what I need to do to help my best friend out, then I'm going to do it. Obviously, if you know for a fact the other person's completely innocent and doesn't deserve any of it, that's different. But obviously, all Taylor was hearing was her best friend's version. So if I'm just hearing my best friend's version of events, I ain't going to question you. How can I help you? I got your back. That's what friends do. Anyway, the texts were revealed in a lengthy court document. In the file, Baldoni's lawyers wrote on April 12, 2023, Lively asked her friend, the world-famous musician Taylor Swift, for help, referring to Baldoni as this doofus director of my movie. She went on to describe him as a clown who thinks he's a writer now. She asked Swift to endorse the revised script she was proposing even without having read it, which is insane. One text to the singer from Lively read, "You don't have to read, of course." Lively's side disputed that she asked Swift to endorse the script without reading it, only that she hoped she would. Girl, shut the fuck up. Clearly, she doesn't even need to spell it out to her best mate. So, she basically sent the script over. She made a bunch of changes that she wanted in the script, sent it to Swift, and basically said, "You don't have to read it, but I'll just tell him it's great." So that kind of shit. Obviously, Taylor done it. She responded, I'll do anything for you because you're my best friend, Blake. Lively and Taylor Swift met with Baldoni at Lively's apartment where Swift endorsed the revised draft. So Swift did go to the apartment, she met Baldoni and she did say, this is the best one, even though she probably didn't even fucking read it. She's just doing what her mate asked her to do. Afterwards, Lively wrote to Swift, you were so epically heroic today. Epically heroic. Recapped every moment to Ryan. She recapped every moment to Ryan and they probably played with each other while they recapped how great Taylor was in telling Baldoni to go with Blake's script. It's so petty. Like, the world is ending. Like, literally, the world is ending. Wars, famine, global warming, and Blake Lively's biggest issue in the world, the biggest thing happening to Blake Lively is telling Ryan how Taylor told Baldoni her script was so great. Oh, for fuck's sake, you bunch of cunts. I kept remembering stuff. You making shit up about me and lenses and referring to yourself as my doll. This clown, an apparent reference to Baldoni, falling for an R, but also resisting it. You are the world's absolute greatest friend ever. In their response, Lively's side disputed that Swift agreed to do Lively's bidding. Well, it's in the fucking messages. Swift said, I'll do anything for you. Baldoni's lawyers also alleged that Lively told famous friends, including Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, that she rewrote the script. I directed every actor. Okay, you want a fucking medal, Blake? Because if you have to tell people, I rewrote the entire script, I directed every actor, you probably didn't. You probably didn't, because if you're really doing something, you ain't got to go and blag to everyone about it. It's pathetic. She's a fucking child. Baldoni also claimed that Lively took over the film and rewrote entire scenes with the help of Reynolds. Of course she fucking did, and so did her control freak husband. He's probably the one that put her on this pedestal and told her how amazing and how brilliant and how talented she is and how her vision is so amazing. I'm so sick of these people. According to Baldoni's lawyers, she also did not hesitate to disparage Baldoni among her Hollywood crowd, describing him to Ben Affleck, for example, as a chaotic clown. So she was going to every famous person that she knew and just basically slating him. The text to Affleck reads, I ended up rewriting and reconstructing the entire script. I also ended up having to direct the movie via the chaotic clown, director, actor, producer. Lively's lawyers did not dispute the contents of the message, so they're not disputing these messages are all absolutely real. But said they should be taken in context. What context? You're being a bitch. That's the context. There is no more context than the fact you're a cunt. Lively and Swift discuss a plan to use Swift's song in the film's trailer. Taylor Swift wrote, if Justin was strategic, he would be like, no Taylor Swift in the trailer because that gives you more power over the film. That's your ally, not his. Lively responded, you are so right. He should have run from your music. How stupid. This was his only shot at having the appearance of an upper hand. See what I mean? So petty, so childish, so pathetic. In text on December 4th and 5th, 2024, Lively and Swift discussed the forthcoming New York Times article, which detailed in depth Lively's claims against Baldoni. She thought this is it. She thought Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, probably Taylor as well when I read this, thought this New York Times article was going to be the end of Baldoni. Like, she was so excited. What did she say about it? According to the court, Swift wrote, I think this bitch Baldoni knows something is coming because he's gotten out his tiny little violin. Taylor Swift's such a bitch. Lawyers for Lively said they were not discussing the New York Times article, but did not dispute that the texts were correct. Among the other texts in the filing is one that Reynolds sent to his and Lively's celebrity friends. The court filing states, Lively and Reynolds pressed Matt and Lucy Damon to support Lively's cut of the film. Reynolds told them that Baldoni was a malignantly vain, psychopathic feminist with almost no sense of boundaries or shame. I can't believe he hasn't gone to jail, said Ryan Reynolds. Ryan Reynolds, there's something missing. Honestly, because the more that's coming out about him, Candace Owens was amazing at, diving into these people, but he's horrible, nasty piece of work. The filing continued. Seeking a broader audience, Lively conveyed her negative views of the production's Anna Wintour, Vogue's world-famous editor. Fuck off, Anna Wintour, who cares? In one message, Wintour appeared sympathetic, saying how hard a situation it was for you to make the film. These people are exhausting. Anna Wintour as well, why is she still alive? Let go. So my conclusion of this whole situation, I was excited to see some juicy text messages. They're exactly what I expected. Bitchy, catty, strategic, exactly what I expected. But my view shifted because I thought, okay, if I was in Taylor's position and it was my best friend, I would have my best friends back and help them out and do what they needed to do. So I'm not actually mad at Taylor Swift. My issue is definitely very much Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. I really, really hope more and more comes out. I think their reputation's pretty much in the gutter. I hope so. Um, just because I don't like bullies. That's really the root of this, is bullying. And she's calling it her movie. She never wrote it. She never had anything to do with it. She's completely taken over, changing the script, telling people that she directed every actor. Like, ugh, just doing the most. Like, Blake, do you not get tired? Don't get tired. And obviously, her husband was throwing his weight around as well, trying to intimidate Baldoni. I feel sorry for this Baldoni guy, to be honest. I really do. But yeah, let's see if any more text messages come out. This is all that's come out at the moment. And yeah, I can't wait to see more. Yeah, catch me on the next one. Let me know exactly what you think. I'll respond to everyone down below. Thank you for watching. Bye.